All right, ladies, welcome, and welcome to this webinar called Hang Out by the Pool. I'm sure you haven't seen very many webinars about encouraging you hang out by the pool, take time off, but let's talk about that. You know, with summer ramping up, summer's obviously here, but it's going to be here truly before we know it. As far as those folks have children in the traditional year school, it's coming, right? It's coming just in a couple of weeks. So many of you, I saw some very familiar names, and then there were some names, brand new names, people that have no idea who I am. So just super quick, I'm just glad that you're here. And my name is Claire Luffman, business mentor. On the left-hand side, that is me and my fabulous husband, Eric. That was just last year, actually, in Jamaica. We were there for my husband's 40th birthday. And Eric has been a high school teacher for the last 18 years, turned entrepreneur last year, where we bought a family business, a family brick and mortar store, which I'll talk about in a second. And then there is my sweet son, Dylan, on the right-hand side. Doesn't it look like one of those professional pose pictures? He was actually, we were just at my niece's graduation, and he just sort of climbed up in the tree, and we took a picture. And but he is a sweet, sweet boy. And these are the two men as far as why I do this business. Why I personally thoroughly enjoy having an in-home business, a highly profitable in-home business that's built around my family, you know, only working during the day while my son is at school, and helping other women do the same. So my businesses, the woman on the top, I help her. I call her Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. She is a service-based woman entrepreneur, so essentially she is her product, right? And she's figuring out how to package her time and her expertise to help folks solve problems. And that is my passion. My passion is to help her create this family-focused, super streamlined, highly profitable business. Most of my clients want a six-figure business while only working part-time hours, you know, 20 to 30 hours a week. And the picture in the bottom is actually a legit picture of our store. I mentioned how my husband was a teacher turned entrepreneur last year, and we purchased a store called Gamesters. It's a video game store and lounge. The kids come and they play video games. We have like 1,400 video games they can choose from, and great, huge TVs. But it's been wonderful. First of all, seeing my husband, who I never thought would be an entrepreneur, turn into an entrepreneur, and me being able to apply what I know about marketing for the in-home business, right? All my clients, well, most of my clients have businesses out of their home. I have historically had some clients that have actual brick and mortar, you know, holistic doctors, chiropractors, massage therapists, but most of them are working in their homes. But it's been wonderful applying it to actually a retail store, knowing that the concepts of marketing to have a six-figure in-home business versus to have a six-figure store is exactly the same. The concepts, the philosophies, the success habits, absolutely the same. Now, the marketing strategies, how we choose to market Gamesters, is different than how I choose to market my business. My dream client, I call her Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. She's a health coach. She lives in Virginia, like a different state from me. She's got 2 young children. So all my marketing strategies are based on where is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda hanging out. And for our Gamesters business, our dream client is called Local Mom Lucy. She lives in the neighborhood. She too has 2 children. She works full time. So she's really looking for Gamesters as a great place to, we actually have we have camps. We're getting ready starting next week to do a summer camp. We partner with some of the other businesses in the local pool, and so she needs us, right? She's got to work, so she's got to find camps for her kids. She wants to do birthday parties there, and she wants people to drop them off while her and her husband go on date night. So where we would reach Local Mom Lucy is different than where I would reach the Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda character, but the concepts, again, are still absolutely the same. So let's dive on in. Now, first of all, this training is great for any business owner, whether you are a product business owner or a service-based business owner, but a business owner who does want to achieve great things in her business, but also wants to enjoy the summer, knowing that their marketing will be happening. They want to hang out by the pool. They just want to take some time off. They want to go on vacation, but they don't want their business to skip a beat, right? They don't want all of their hard work that they've been doing all year to lose the momentum in the summer, which is unfortunately what happens to 95% of business women. They almost feel like they're picking things back up after the summer. We don't want that to happen for you. So what you're going to discover, this is what you signed up for, right, is what most business women do to unknowingly sabotage their business results for more than half the year. We're going to talk about that. How to easily attract dream leads and clients as you're vacationing and spending extra time with your children this summer. How to create a simple, authentic, repeatable marketing plan that works. That's the crux of it all, ladies. We each need to have a simple, authentic, repeatable marketing plan. It makes life so much easier. Not only easier, but that's when you're going to experience the financial rewards of all the marketing that you're doing right now, is just to have it as a simple, repeatable plan. We're going to talk about the 5 keys to working less yet making more, so you can have more time freedom and greater financial peace. They're sort of my 5 keys, or personal mantras, if you will. And then the greatest business gift that you can give yourself, that your family and your bank account will absolutely 100% thank you for. So let's first talk about what's been sabotaging most businesswomen, and probably sabotaging you as well, whether you know it or not. And as I go through a couple of things that are sabotaging, just, without beating yourself up, just sort of acknowledge which ones are really resonating, and that you're like, oh my gosh, Claire, yes, you so know me. That is so the issue. Now, one of the things that sabotages us is that there are so many marketing strategies at our disposal. And ladies, that's such a blessing, right? There's so many free to low cost marketing strategies that you can utilize to increase your visibility, to get new people to hear about you, to grow your list, to get more customers. But the challenge is there's a zillion ways to market your business. So we get so sidetracked because there's so many options and we're hearing such conflicting information. For example, of course, a blogging expert is going to tell you you have to be blogging. Of course, a Facebook expert is going to tell you you have to be on Facebook. But I'm here to tell you, no, you don't. It depends on what your marketing plan is. And I'm going to talk about what a marketing plan can look like, and how to know which strategies to utilize for you. But, well-meaning people are saying you've got to do this and you've got to do that. So we're getting sidetracked. And part of why we are easily getting sidetracked, not only is it purely the number of options that are available to us, but honestly, many of us are looking for that magic bullet, right? We do a new marketing strategy and we're expecting instant results. So we stop and we'll go on to our next shiny object. Marketing is not about a magic bullet, because marketing by definition is building relationships, genuine, authentic relationships. You know that relationships take time, right? If you're married, I'm sure you didn't meet your husband and instantly say, yes, let's get married. Marketing is the same thing. I actually consider a lot of my marketing strategies, or my keep in touch strategies, as dating strategies. I always joke around at some of my workshops that when they sign up and they opt in for a workshop, then I figure that's the start of our dating relationship, and now we're dating. And I come into their email inbox consistently, adding value, encouraging them in their business, so we're dating. So it takes time. Sometimes when I'm utilizing a marketing strategy, there's going to be folks where it's just perfect timing for them. Absolutely 100% perfect timing. And they meet me and they're looking for a business mentor, so they're ready to get married. Other times we got to date for a while. So it's truly what's been sabotaging you, again, is believing that there's overnight success, looking for this magic bullet, and not realizing that your marketing strategies take a bit of time. So we want to do them, and we want to do them consistently. Another thing that's been sabotaging you, and I always wish I could find a visual picture of this, of a woman instead of a man, but you are moving on too soon. You're moving on to the next marketing strategy before you even fully maximize your current strategy. You're truly not benefiting from the gift of momentum. So what do I mean? Let's say that you decide that you're going to work a booth or an expo, right? And you buy the table and you spend all this time figuring out what's going to be at my booth and what is it going to look like and what am I going to give away, and you spend a lot of time and effort. And not to mention that unfortunately most of the people that work those booths are not going to do anything with those leads, which absolutely kills me. But you're going to say, oh, that didn't really work, or it didn't work well enough, and then you're on to the next and you never do a booth or expo again. Now, I could tell you that if a booth or an expo was one of your core marketing strategies, When you really fully maximize that and you figure out, okay, if this is going to be one of my strategies, what are some of the main groups or the main expos to work at where the mass majority of the people there are going to be my ideal client? And you get so good at that strategy where, again, you're not spending a lot of time and effort because you already have everything put together for what the booth's going to look like. You've already figured out what that irresistible giveaway would be, where lots and lots of leads are giving you their name and email address saying yes, and you already have your follow-up system in place. You know exactly how you're going to follow up with all those leads within 24 to 48 hours after the event because you get so darn good at it. But unfortunately, we give up too soon. So let's even talking about blogging. A lot of people I know say, I'm going to start blogging, and there's a lot of work involved initially, right? They've got to get, if they don't have a website or a blog site, they got to get that up and running. They got to figure out what am I going to talk about. They got to learn the logistics of it, and they start blogging, you know, sometimes hot and heavy, and then boom, they go quiet. They stop blogging. So before they benefited from the gift of momentum. So unfortunately, that boulder, you know, they're pushing it is falling back down. However, it's falling back down on this side of the hill, not the other side of the hill. We want it to go down the other side. So keep at that strategy. Keep pushing up that boulder until it goes down the other side and it's gaining momentum, right? Then it's going down on its own. This is like, whee! You're like, oh my gosh, look at this, it's working. Where are all these folks coming from? So you're moving on too soon. And saying things like, well, that strategy didn't work, right? When I hear people say, I just didn't sell anything at that networking event, networking doesn't work, I'd be like, girl, you're just not doing it consistently enough and with the right attitude or with the right purpose. But if for like 3 months you're going to those 2 live networking meetings every week, you're holding at least one-on-one meeting a week, and then it's not working, then let's definitely talk about it. Or when folks say, Facebook doesn't work, I don't get any new clients from Facebook, I'd be like, again, are you doing those consistent steps consistently? Are you making 3 posts every day on Facebook? Or you're spending about 15 minutes a day on your business page? You're just in and out, but you're there to engage and respond with your fans. And then if you're doing that, you're doing it consistently and not seeing any fruits of your labor, then it might make sense that it's a different strategy. Another thing that's truly sabotaging you is that you're marketing to anyone and everyone. Do you find yourself doing that sometimes where, I mean, I hear a joke about it at networking events, you know, when they're like, my client is anyone that has skin because I sell a cleanse, you know, like, you know, face product or makeup, and I had been back in the day Mary Kay sales director, and I would have told you that then. Anyone with skin is my client, but that's really difficult because anyone with skin is hanging out anywhere, and they're all having different needs and challenges, and so it's just like a watered down message. When I'm marketing to anyone and everyone, I'm really speaking directly to the heart of nobody, and you're wasting so much time and energy because you're spreading yourself so thin. You know how I talked about how my market is ready to ramp it up Rhonda. So again, I'm just marketing to her. All my marketing copy is as if I'm just having a conversation with a friend, because my dream client, I want her to say, oh my gosh, Claire, that email, it was like you were speaking directly to me. And again, if I was trying to speak to everyone, I would be speaking to nobody. Or Local Mom Lucy, right? Where's Local Mom Lucy hanging out? Just a couple of strategies where everything is geared towards her, right? That local mom. So when we put together events like date night, you know, and our emails say, go out on a date with your spouse, or just get some quality R&R time, drop your children off, we'll give them a pizza dinner, and it's all geared towards her, that dream client. Another key thing that is sabotaging our results is that we're not marketing consistently, and that's what we want to talk about today. I'm sure you've seen this time matrix, this Stephen Covey time matrix, and we're spending a lot of our time in urgent and in not important, not urgent. So urgent being like, urgent and important is different, right? These things need to get done ASAP. A lot of times fires that need to be put out. A lot of times something's really not important. You don't need to do it this moment, but it seems urgent because it seems pressing. Maybe it's a phone call that's ringing, or it's a new email that landed in your email inbox, and we can spend so much time there, yet we're pushing other people's agendas forward because their emergencies become our emergencies instead of our own agenda. Now, the most important part of this time matrix for you to spend your time is actually the top right, where this is the important stuff, ladies. This is the stuff that's going to move your business from struggling and overwhelmed to a six-figure business that's running like clockwork. It's where you can find this dedicated chunks of time that you're working on the important yet non-urgent. This is like planning out your business. This is where most of your marketing is happening, because most of your marketing is not of an urgent nature. You're not going to have someone call you up, say, I can't believe you didn't send out that email newsletter, or I can't believe you didn't schedule your Facebook post, or I can't believe you didn't come to your networking event. You're not going to have that. So unless you have that dedication and that commitment that you're going to schedule this time, this dedicated chunks of time to market your business, it's not going to happen, because everything else is going to have a more pressing nature. Like I said, putting out fires, working with your clients, and sometimes we don't do it because we don't feel like we like sales and marketing. I hear that big time, and I want you to have that paradigm shift where you actually learn to love sales and marketing. And let's not spend as much time in the bottom right here. That's not important and not urgent, right? Getting sucked into social media, playing online games, those types of things. Oh my gosh. And last but not least, and this is the biggest, ladies, and I joke around with a lot of my clientele, or a lot of them are mompreneurs, and they take off, but they take off the summer, but they don't plan for it, like we're going to be talking about today, is to plan for it. And what they do is know that there is generally a 3-month delay between what you're doing in marketing and you seeing the fruits of your labor, right? So almost think of about 3 months of pushing that boulder up the hill before the boulder goes down the other side. It's just a general ballpark, but it's pretty accurate. So what happens is many folks, they take the summer off. They almost close down shop, or they're just doing their busy work and they're not doing their marketing, their money-earning activities. So July, August, and September, things almost come to a halt, again, as far as the marketing and the money-earning. And then September comes, their kids are back in school, and they're like, all right, I'm ready to work. But they're looking around, they're like, where is everyone? Where are all my clients? And I'd say, well, what were you doing 3 months ago? And if June, July, and August are slowed down, then they're going to feel those results in September, October, November. Excuse me. Yes. August, September, October. And then what happens in November, December? It's holiday time, so they almost shut things down again. And then January comes around and they're ready. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. It's going to be a great year. They're looking around. They're like, where is everyone? I'm ready now. Where is everyone? I'll be like, what were you doing 3 months ago? Taking time, major times off for the holidays without having those activities going. You went quiet in your marketing. So ladies, let's not have that, because what does that do between those times that you slowed down and the times that you were trying to work, but the results weren't happening because of what you were doing 3 months before that? That's half of your year that is ruined financially. That is devastating, right? That is devastating. So let's stop doing that, please. So that's what's been sabotaging you. So how do you easily attract dream leads and clients, as you're vacationing, you're spending extra time with your children this summer? Let's dig on in. The first thing is just to make a commitment to yourself that you're not going to do that. Say this with me. I will not go quiet this summer. I will not go quiet this summer. Make that commitment. Do not shoot yourself in the foot and have to almost start from scratch. You're letting those boulders fall down the wrong side of the hill this summer, right? Do you hear the boulder drop? Boom, boom, boom. So what happens at the end of the summer again? You're starting from scratch, it feels like. You're picking up a new boulder, you have to push it up and do the hard work. So say, I will not go quiet this summer. Another thing is change your mindset. I hear this way too often, folks saying, well, my clients, or the people that they sell to, I don't do much business during the summer because they're taking the time off, right? Summer's a slow time for me. Change your mindset. If you think it's a slow time for you, guess what? You're going to be right. You're going to be right either way, whether you feel like summer is a perfect time for your business and for opportunities and to profit financially, or if you feel like it's a slow time. You're going to be right either way. So just choose smartly. And say there is an abundance of opportunities this summer. There is an abundance of opportunities this summer, and there is. I have phenomenal months in the summer. Even though I'm taking things slower, going on my vacation, hanging out by our pool, it is a phenomenal time financially. So what you're going to do is plan out the summer months. And so many people don't do this. And it's so simple and actually fun, especially, you know, if you're one that you do love going to the local Office Max and, you know, getting your colorful pens. And there's a couple of ways to do this. You could actually just print out, let's say you print out July, August, and September in a Word document. You know, you can use the calendar template. Or also what I like to do for a great visual is you can go to the office supply store and get one of those desk calendars. But I rip off the month. So let's say you rip off July, August, and September and tape it to your wall. And then I like to get those small little stickies and a couple of different color and stickies, and I map out the marketing that's going to happen. Not only the marketing, but are there big events like promotions? Or am I going to launch something? Like, just get it all out down on paper and plan it out now so you can be very planful for the summer. Instead of what would happen is, you know, a lot of times what we're doing is we're a little bit behind the 8 ball and we're just doing, oh my gosh, it's summertime. I need to send something out about sunscreen. I should have my sunscreen sale. It's like last minute stuff, so it either happens poorly or it just doesn't happen because we think of the idea too late, or we just don't have enough time to put it together, or we think, you know, maybe we would have enough time, but with our slowed down schedule of the summer and extra things that are happening, right, like get-togethers and vacations and kids being home. So just plan it out. Truly, just get pen to paper and plan out the summer. And create your time for the summer. So again, first of all, know that when you plan for it, you can slow down during the summer. You know, I was giving that example of the typical mompreneur who takes off for the summer, but a lot of times she doesn't plan for it. So if you plan for it, I am actually one that ultimately I want to build up where I take the entire summer off. We live at our beach house the entire summer. So that's 100% possible as long as I plan for it, right? You absolutely slow down. I encourage it. I encourage you to take time off by the pool. Another thing is readjust your schedule. This happens so frequently where folks, let's say they generally work their business, you know, while their kids are at school 9 to 3, but they don't adjust their schedule when the kids are home. And then, you know, their days are broken up. They're driving this one to the pool, they're driving this one to this and this one to, and then they just feel frustrated. They're feeling frustrated with themselves. They're feeling frustrated with their children. So don't do that. If you have summer hours, readjust it now. What are the realities of your summer going to be? And what is your summer schedule going to be? When are you going to work, even if it's reduced hours? And then just like during the year, create your schedule and work your schedule. Again, it might be just a lot less hours. Maybe it's just 10 hours a week, but just make a commitment. And you're in charge. You choose your summer hours, but make a commitment to work those hours. Another thing for the summer is that realize that, generally speaking, 20% of your marketing efforts, only a small piece of what you're doing, we're producing 80% of your results anyway throughout the year. So one option is just focus on that 20%. Why don't you just keep that going through the summer and put a pause on some of the other things. That's a possibility. We talk about, you know, planning for the summer, but part of it is planning out the what, when, and the specifics. It's going to save you a ton of time and energy. So we talked about, you know, on a calendar, an actual electronic Word calendar, or I was talking about the big desk calendar. Not only mapping out your marketing, but map out the content. Like specifically what will be the focus or title for your blog posts or your newsletters. When you do that, it's amazing at how much quicker you can actually get that done when you already know, all right, you know, today I'm writing a blog post around the 3 greatest marketing challenges. And Instead of me thinking about what am I going to write about, it's going to help make it happen. And also, there's no shame in the game of repurposing content. Sometimes that's great for the summer. You know, recycling some old content or some old blog post or some social media post. I bet you do not remember what I wrote about last year. You know, only we do. So why not repurpose some of the content? So the key, again, is that you're not going to go quiet, but you could definitely scale things down during the summer. Absolutely. So another thing is picking your core strategies. And this is part of a repeatable marketing plan. And, oh, I'm sorry. I flipped over a slide. So what we're going to do is talk about that, how to create a simple, authentic, repeatable marketing plan that works. This is the crux, whether it's the summer or whether it's the year. And I am always shocked at how many people do not have a plan. Like, I'll be like, okay, great, what's your marketing plan? It's like, well, I have a website and business cards, and I go to a networking event. I'll be like, great. That's simply not enough. So what is a simple, authentic, repeatable marketing plan that works going to look like? And I always recommend to folks that they just pick 3 core strategies. 3. And it starts with, if you look at the top right, let me get my little pen here. It starts here figuring out which strategies are going to effectively connect with your ideal client. Where is that dream client, which means taking a step back, right, and figuring out who is my dream client. Where is that dream client hanging out online and offline where they'd be open to hearing your message? So where is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda? Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda, she is definitely at live networking events. I just came from a live networking event this morning that I lead. It's called DreamLink, and we had our monthly coffee get-together. So I was surrounded by Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas. So live networking is where she's at. And another place that Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda is at, she's definitely on Facebook. She's on Facebook way too much. She is, so I want to be on Facebook. She is a sponge for information, right? She just wants to learn. So she is looking for opportunities to sign up for free webinars, free in-person workshops, free gifts, like an instant download that's going to teach her something, right? How to build a 6-figure practice in 6 months. She'll download that. And utilizing Facebook, knowing that she's on Facebook, utilizing something like a Facebook ad to say, hey, here's this free thing, works wonders for Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. And Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda is also in front of Google, and she's typing, like, how to create a marketing plan, how to use Facebook for business, how to do a webinar. She is typing in these things, so I would love for my content to come up for Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. So that's where Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda is. What about Local Mom Lucy? Local Mom Lucy's here in the neighborhood. She is on our private Facebook page. It's just for the moms of the neighborhood. So I'm there. She is driving around, right? So seeing signs that, hey, here's a video game lounge, pointing in the direction. She is, like I said, in the neighborhood, so something in the neighborhood newsletter is important. So where is your ideal client, your dream client, hanging out online and offline? The second, and notice, I want to point one other thing. I notice how I said where she's open to hearing your message, because most Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas are very open to seeing in their news feed something about a free webinar. But she's also at the grocery store. She's at Harris Teeter. So that's where she's hanging out, right, with her kids. She's going shopping. But she would not be open to hearing my message then. All right, so it's not only where are they at, but where are they open to hearing your message. The second thing, oops, that was supposed to be number 2, is it's based on you and your personality. And what just feels right to you, utilizing your strengths, your business strengths, and just like your preferences. It doesn't feel icky. It just feels natural and authentic. Like if the thought for you, if you're like, oh my God, the thought of doing a webinar feels icky, then don't do it. If the thought of going to a live networking event, even though I think it's a phenomenal strategy for most, if the thought of that gives you an anxiety attack, then don't do it. Now, there's a difference, right? I do believe in our business that we do want to grow and expand and increase our comfort level, but I'm all about picking your 3 core strategies initially that you feel like you can do. And if it feels icky or it feels like something that we just, oh my gosh, the anxiety, then don't you think you're going to find every reason in the book to procrastinate and not to do it? Remember how before I mentioned there's a zillion marketing strategies ready at your disposal. So why would you pick ones that don't fit your personality just because you have other experts saying you need to do this and you need to do that? Again, no, you don't. Pick strategies. Your strategies are going to meet all 3 of these criteria, right? It's going to be in the middle. So it reaches your ideal client, it fits your personality, and last but not least, there's strategies that you can commit to doing consistently. So if you're blogging every week. If network is your strategy, you're going to the networking meetings all the time, not just when it feels convenient. So that's where you pick your strategies. And I shared the strategies of what I do to reach Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. But what then you do, let me get rid of these drawings here. Oops. Let me get that slide back. Is you get pen to paper and you create a winning marketing strategy. Let me see if my pen's still working. It might not work now. Oh yeah, it works. Okay. So what are your 3 strategies? So let's say 1 is live networking, right? Live networking. I'm going to spell it out. Then think through, okay, if that's one of your strategies, where or how? So if it's going to be one of your core strategies, I generally don't think just being part of one group's enough. It's generally not enough. It's not going to cast your net wide enough. So that's why I have 3 boxes here. It doesn't need to be 3, but maybe it's 3 groups that you're part of. If social media is going to be one, then what might be your 3 social media platforms? Now, I do want to acknowledge here that I always encourage folks to grow into your marketing plan. You don't need to start on all marketing platforms. Generally, I say don't. I generally say, well, which platform is your dream client on? Is she on LinkedIn? Is she on, there's some of my clients that it's clear when we figure out their strategies. They're like, oh, I need to be on Pinterest. I'm like, no, you don't. Even though your business is visual, this 60-year-old business professional, he is not on Pinterest. So it's where is your market hanging out? And sometimes just with one platform that you utilize to its fullest is definitely enough. And then maybe another one of your strategies is like content marketing, right? Content marketing. So maybe your folks are like my folks who love freebies, right? So maybe I do 1 webinar a month, maybe I do 1 live in-person workshop a month, and maybe I give away 1 free instant gift a month. So thinking through what your strategies are, and that's what this is for, the where and the how. And then you just think through just actions or notes, like what is it that you're going to do consistently? So for example, if live networking was one of mine, of course I want to attend each consistently, but there's other things, like maybe it's, well, I'm going to hold at least 1 one-on-one meeting a week, meaning I'm going to see who haven't I talked with in a while, who's going to the meeting on Friday, who can I just quickly chat with before or after the meeting, and I just shoot them a message, hey, we haven't been able to catch up in a while, would love just to connect, see what you're up to, see how I can support you in your business, and genuinely, authentically just get to know another individual at a deeper level. That's what this is about, is like, okay, how are you going to do it? Consistently, how are you going to make the most out of that strategy? So like if Facebook is one of your things, maybe one is I'm going to post on Facebook 3 times a day. And maybe it's that I'm going to utilize a Facebook ad at least once a month for one of my lead generators. And then, we talked about maybe doing 1 webinar a month. And so that's what this section is, actions and notes. It's being like, okay, so what is it that you're specifically going to do to make the most of that, out of that strategy, to really attract, to keep in touch, and just to gain more and more dream leads and dream clients. And this is something that you can grow into. Like I said, I always like to just start with 3, and then from there you can make them more and more robust. So it might simply be that your 3 core strategies are you're going to be blogging once a week, and you're going to be going to live networking events, and you're going to be posting on Facebook. That might be 3 of your big buckets, right? And then as you get that up and running and get good and consistent, then you can expand it. So maybe it's not just Facebook, but you add a couple of other platforms. But don't do it too soon at the expense. I mean, get those strategies up and running. Don't spread yourself so thin. Remember, we talked about less is more with marketing, but to do that less more consistently. Okay, so you got to have a marketing plan, a simple, authentic plan. Now let's talk about the 5 keys to working less yet making more. And here's sort of my 5 keys, or my 5 mantras, if you will. Like I said, less is more with marketing, and hopefully you can breathe a sigh of relief with that. Take a lot of the stuff off of your plate and make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do that less, more consistently. Another thing, which I think is such a blessing, is just be you in your marketing. I mean, I'm super casual. I'm a little cheerleader. Like, that's just by nature. And that's going to really appeal to some folks, and it's going to really turn some other folks off. But that's okay. Be you in your marketing, because the people who are going to resonate with your message are going to be the people that you're going to prefer to work with anyway. So just be you. It's all about, marketing is all about authenticity. It's about having conversations online and offline. It's about being a giver, a go-giver. I don't know if you've ever read the book called The Go-Giver by Bob Burg, and it's a wonderful book. And what I love is how a lot of these marketing plans are built around giving strategies. Like, I feel like almost all of my marketing, like the networking meeting that I lead, I mean, I feel like, if I say so myself, it's a fabulous group of people. They love it. It's well run. It is very giving. Like, I'm always saying there's not one, you know, some networking groups, there's one seat per industry. I'm like, it's not like that. We've got an abundant amount of business to go around. They're very supportive of each other. And so that's a giving strategy, right? A lot of my strategies are giving away free content, like free webinars. I do, like I said, in-person workshops. I'm like giving, and I don't have it tied to the expectation that the people on that webinar or that the people at that workshop are going to become a customer, because I know it's going to come back to me, and that I don't have any lack of dream clients that are saying yes to work with me, like over and over and over again. And I think that's big, is that it's because just by giving in your marketing. And that's, I feel like, a simple way to overcome when folks feel like marketing is icky, which goes into the next one. First of all, if a strategy feels icky, like I said, don't do it. I know that sounds like like such a weird advice, but if it feels icky, don't do it. Bottom line, simple. Another thing is to have all parts of your 6-figure profit funnel up and running. That is a key to a business. I'm actually going to show you in the next slide what I mean by a profit funnel, but we need to have that up and running. And last but not least, ladies, get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. 80 to 90% of success comes down to your mindset. If you believe that it's possible. I sort of touched on it when I said, you know, when I hear some limiting beliefs around summertime, that, oh, business is slow, or, you know, my clients are all just on vacation, so they're not doing business with me. Get out of your own way. There is an abundant amount of clients and money available to you. So get your belief system in line with that, and just get out of your own way. We're tripping ourselves up ourselves, and one of it is what I talked about earlier, right, is this lack of consistency. Lack of consistency with marketing, lack of consistency with your keep in touch strategy, and that's what we don't want. So when I say a 6-figure profit funnel up and running, what does that look like? Because right now we're talking about marketing, which is, this is the top part of your funnel, and we should all, regardless of our business model, have a profit funnel where our brand and our marketing message is built all around that dream client. And we have this simple, consistent, authentic marketing plan, like those 3 core strategies that we do day in and day out, that is built around attracting our dream client into our funnel. Meaning that now they've heard about you, somehow they're probably getting on your email list. And then you do that, and we want to be adding tens, if not hundreds, of dream leads to our list each and every month. And if we're not, we're simply not marketing effectively enough. We're not marketing consistently enough. So we want to be adding tens to hundreds depending on your business. I mean, for me, I definitely want to be adding hundreds to my list. And I'll do that, right, with doing the marketing, the webinars consistently, with doing the in-person workshops consistently, with having really valuable free gifts that people can instantly download. That's going to happen. Some of your businesses, you don't need hundreds, maybe even just tens of ideal dream leads that are being added to your list. But ladies, this is key. And again, we're talking about marketing, but without this, all of your marketing efforts, right, new people hearing about you, you have a hole, and they are slipping out of this funnel before they make their way down to a valued customer. And this is called your keep in touch, where it's your client love strategies, it's your email newsletter strategies. Without some type of consistent keep in touch, again, we need that throughout the summer, that consistent keep in touch. Without it, all of your marketing efforts are going to go to waste. And if you don't have this consistent keep in touch strategy throughout the summer, all of these leads that you already have will grow old and cold. And then when you come back to work in September, again, they're going to be on to something else. They're going to be like, who's this again? Right? They're going to forget. And then the bottom part of your funnel is that you've got offers that are built around your dream client, that they're like, really? You can help me with that, or really, you've got that type of product, and you're converting. You're deepening that relationship, and you're getting these sales that you need, and they're happening consistently. So that's a profit funnel. There's a lot to each of the 3 steps, but I did want to acknowledge that even though we're talking about marketing, marketing is not enough if we're not keeping in touch, and if we're not offering what our dream client finds irresistible. All right, last but not least, what is the greatest business gift you can give yourself that your family and your bank account will thank you for this summer? And it's going to be for you to create your own working retreat. I'm going to strongly encourage that you find 2 whole days to dedicate to your marketing. And block out your calendar, no other appointments, block everything else off, and get away if you can. I mean, many times I've done this with other, like my business besties, my business friends. There was one time there was this little, almost like a retreat house in Durham, North Carolina, so not very far from us. And we just rented it for the weekend. And we all sort of did our own thing. Like we all were working on our marketing and getting our marketing for the upcoming 3 months done and taken care of and scheduled. And it was wonderful. We all slept there, and it was just great. And we've also done it where we haven't like physically stayed there, but we've all gotten together at one person's house, and we're all sort of found different corners in the area. But that dedicated chunk of time is really, really important. Again, where you're going to plan, create, and schedule your marketing, and then just batch your marketing. So if you do videos, for example, on let's say the morning of the first day, just get all your videos done at one time, and have changes of shirts and different jewelry. And so part of your planning was you've already figured out what are you going to say during those videos. And I can knock those videos out. When I do videos, I do what's called 3 tips in 3 minutes. And I don't script it out, but I do figure out what are my 3 points going to be. So my 3 points, I'll just write it like in big, bold marker, point 1, point 2, point 3, and I just put that sticky right underneath my video camera. So it looks like I'm talking to the video camera, but I know what my 3 points are. And I just bust through them. It's shocking. I mean, I can get 12 videos done in less than an hour because they're 3 minutes, and I just go boom, 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 boom. How much time are you saving? Oh, my goodness. And then your social media posts, if you could just sit on down and figure out what your post could be. This does not mean that you wouldn't be able to do your spur of the moment post. Absolutely. But when you could just figure out what your posts are, again, do it all at one time, schedule them out utilizing something like Hootsuite, or I love Edgar, EDGAR. Edgar, EDGAR is phenomenal. So you can go ahead and get those scheduled out. And again, it'll be shocking at how quickly you're able to get all those posts done and created when you do it like that. So last but not least, you're going to create that working weekend, that retreat, or you can let us help you with that. Because because I'd love to introduce you to the marketing weekend, your marketing weekend, and the website is Your Marketing Weekend. And I joke that jeans or yoga pants are required. They're definitely not required, but this is a retreat where you're going to get it done. We call it the Get Her Done Marketing Retreat. We just want you to be comfortable. This is not going to be a stuffy event at all. And it was created to help you overcome every single marketing challenge that you face. Maybe that you say you don't like sales and marketing. By the end of that weekend, you won't be able to say that. You're going to learn to love sales and marketing. Maybe it's, well, I don't know how to market or which marketing strategies to use. You won't be able to say that at the end of the weekend. You will have your simple, repeatable, authentic marketing plan. Or maybe it's, I can't find time to market. And ladies, if you ever say that to yourself, I just want to gasp, being like, oh, what do you mean you can't find the time to market? If you're not marketing, your business is going to be shot. You're going to be that, 9 out of 10 businesses that fail in the first 5 years. I don't want that for you. So we're creating this dedicated chunk of time for you to do that. Or maybe you lack the technical know-how. You're like, SEO what? Or how do I do this whole YouTube thing? Or what are the social media schedulers? Or anything like that that's tripping you up. Maybe like, I don't have an email newsletter because I have no idea which system to use. Or all of this is tripping you up, and we wanted to overcome every single marketing challenge that you can experience. It was also created to give you the dedicated time and space. So this is time away where you're going to be with some other business women completely focused on getting it done. And we're going to give you the direction. So don't worry if you're like, Claire, I don't even know how to market, or I don't know which marketing strategies to utilize. Don't worry. Like I said, every single woman will not be able to say that when they leave. And the coolest thing ever is you're going to have access to 7 experts who will help you do the work. So you don't need to worry about the lack of technical know-how. So here's how it's going to work. There's only going to be 30 women, so there's only room for 30 women, and the doors are actually going to close next Monday. No, I'm sorry, the following Monday, the 15th, or sooner, as soon as the 30 spots are all filled. But so no later than the 15th, if not sooner. And then a couple weeks before the event, on the 15th, all those 30 women are going to receive the best pre-training ever that will walk you through how do you create a marketing plan, you drafting your marketing plan, and your game plan for the weekend. How are you going to utilize your time during this working retreat? And all the core marketing strategies will be there, like in checklist form. So let's say you do want to do a webinar, but don't know how. There's going to be step by step how to do a webinar from beginning to end with how-to videos and all of that. So there's the pre-training, so you'll be able to come to the retreat with your game plan. However, don't get stressed out about that. What if you don't have time to look at the pre-training? Don't worry. The event is going to be the last weekend in June. It's going to be at the Embassy Suites in Raleigh, North Carolina, and it's going to kick off with an optional planning session on Thursday evening from 7 to 9. And during that time is when you will be able to create your marketing plan. We're going to work with you one-on-one and your game plan for the weekend. So if you are able to come in Thursday evening, you'll be able to, get settled, meet some of the experts, meet some of the other business women, and you're going to be able to wake up Friday morning ready to hit the ground running and have 2 full working days on Friday and Saturday. But again, if you can't come in Thursday evening, don't worry. Friday morning, we'll have a makeup planning session from 9 to 11. So again, that's where you'll be able to create your marketing plan, your game plan for the weekend, or and if you can't come to that, again, don't worry. My full responsibility to make sure that I'm meeting with you one-on-one and that you're going to get that done. And I will not let anyone leave the weekend until their marketing is done and they're leaving feeling phenomenal. So it's Friday and Saturday that are our two full working days, the 26th and the 27th. We do encourage folks to stay over Saturday night so that Saturday can be a full working day. It's not required again. They can leave the retreat Sunday morning feeling fabulous, feeling refreshed, being like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe all that I was able to accomplish. So know that the retreat's going to be a perfect blend of structure and of flexibility. So we're going to find out from you. We're going to tell you about all the experts and what they'll be able to do for you. You'll let us know which experts you're interested in working with. So you'll know your big blocks, your big rocks, if you will, for the weekend. So you'll know when you're going to be scheduled with each expert. But other than that, it's going going to be flexible. So let's say you're a morning person, you want to wake up early and hit the ground running, and you know, maybe you want to work alongside some of the other business women in the beautiful atrium there in the hotel, and you've got your coffee and your laptop and you're typing up your blog post, and some of you might want it like a cozy nook where you're just all by yourself, or maybe working in the suite in your hotel room. So that's what I mean by flexibility, and it's just truly going to be phenomenal. But let me tell you a bit about the experts. We've got the top left here, her name's Crystal, and she's going to be the videographer, and she's a WordPress expert and just a tech expert in general. She'll be able to help you. You'll once and for all know what your keywords are in any of your marketing, like what to be your keywords to utilize in your YouTube videos, in like hashtags in social media, in your blog post. Then we have our photographer that, let's say you're needing an updated headshot, and that headshot could be done for your website or for your social media profiles. We've got two copywriters, and copywriters looks like I gave her a mustache, sorry. Copywriters go beyond editors. So let's say you're creating 6 blog posts for, maybe you do one every other week, and you're doing it for July, August, and September, so you're writing 6. It's going to be a very draft version, because the copywriters will be able to polish it for you. They'll find out your personality, and they will edit it for you. And where they go beyond simply editing, right, for grammatical issues, they know the science of the sale. They know what it takes to really encourage that, deepen that relationship, and get folks to say yes to working with you. We've got Megan. She's actually my virtual assistant. We've got a couple of virtual assistants. She's going to be able to lend an extra set of hands. Maybe she's going to be the one that's going to do all your uploading and your scheduling of your blog posts, or maybe she's going to create some like fabulous images for your social media or your blog post, or she might be designing or formatting or even scheduling like your e-newsletters. I mean, she's going to be that phenomenal extra set of hands. We've got Simona is your marketing processes expert. She's going to make sure that you leave with the high-level list of July, August, and September, what your marketing activities are going to be, almost like in checklist form. So ultimately, she's turning your summer's marketing plan into these actionable steps. And all of this, I mean, these experts, as I'm sure you know, if you just even worked with an SEO expert, how expensive that could be. But all of them are going to be available to you. And our goal and commitment, our first goal and commitment, is for you to feel like this when you're leaving the event, where you're like, oh my gosh, that was the best thing ever. Not only was it fun, but it was the most productive weekend ever. I cannot wait to come back. And we want it to be fun, and we want you to obviously have, do the activities, the marketing activities. But bottom line is we want you to be making money. We want to make sure these marketing activities are actually creating a super strong profit funnel for you. So it's all going to be based on that. We want you to increase your sales this summer, even if you're decreasing your activity, even if you're decreasing the amount of time that you're working your business. And the third thing is we want you to then have a marketing plan. You'll never be able to say you don't have a marketing plan. It's going to be a simple, like I said, a simple, repeatable, authentic marketing plan that you can rinse and repeat. So you don't need to come back every 3 months. You can if you want. We would love it, right? We've gathered all the resources and the experts to make it phenomenal for you, but you would be empowered to do it yourself. Marketing, rinse, and repeat. So here's how it works. You can find out all the details at yourmarketingweekend.com. And the retreat ticket itself, and then access to all the 7 experts, is only $497. You can either do a paid in full savings, or you could do 2 equal installments of only $267. And I do want to acknowledge something. We are actually adding in this fast action bonus only until Monday, June 8th, so this Monday at midnight. And it will be 3 monthly 30-minute marketing strategy calls after the retreat. So you get this all done, but how phenomenal would that be? So I'm checking in with you, what's working, what's not, and helping to fine-tune your marketing so that you are highly profitable through the summer months. So there'll be one like in July, August, September around your availability, and that's with Simona. And that itself is valued at $497. Simona, her strength is list building and creating this marketing strategy and your metrics, seeing what's working, what's not working. When folks work with Simona normally for 3 months, it's $1,800 to create that plan and that monthly strategy. So that's just those calls alone, and to acknowledge, not to toot my own horn at all, but when I work with folks and mentor them for 6 months, it's a $5,000 investment to work with me. But you're going to have one-on-one time with me. Like I said, my sole responsibility is that each of those 30 women leave being like, oh my goodness, like that your expectations are, it's just, you're blown away by what was accomplished and all that you learned. And again, you feeling empowered that you learned by doing, that now you feel like this marketing queen. Like you're like, oh my gosh, I could do this, and I could just keep rinsing and repeating this for more and more dream leads. So please know the deal and the value that we have priced this retreat at. And again, the Fast Action Bonus will be there until Monday, June 8th at midnight. So I do want to see if you have any questions. Feel free to go ahead and type it in the chat function. But so whether you create your own working retreat, right? Like I said, I've done many times with my business besties here, or you come to our retreat, just make a commitment that you're going to do that, right? So you can truly take this time off for the summer. And I'll hang on for a second if there's any questions in the chat function. And if not, remember, I'm going to send out the recording, because it looks like even some more folks have joined the call probably like midway through, so you missed, you know, the meat of the content at the beginning. So I will make sure that you get that call recording and get that sent out to you ASAP within the next 2 hours. And feel free, if you've got specific questions, just go ahead and reply to that email. I would love to have a conversation with you over email just about marketing, your marketing challenges, anything that I could do to help support you. Because like I said, this is my mission, is to help women have incredibly profitable businesses, grow into the women they want to be, have these family-focused, super streamlined businesses, and I'm here to support you. There's no greater joy than to talk with you, whether it's over the phone or via email, to see how I can support you. All right, well, I don't see specific questions in the chat, so we'll go ahead and end the call now. And again, thank you so much for your time. Look forward to, we'll be on the lookout for that recording. And you guys have a great, and enjoy your summer. Hang out by the pool. Have a good one, ladies. Bye.